Mame fa na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Ashrefonya tifo mi mu bibiara kwaba eba PENDREAM TV. Nana ama ajakon ede ensem bia to bia o se national security for akwache India for ene China for bia omuni babia ECG containers no ayira akwakudi. Ensema hudo bi kabu ho na nana ama ajakon ede atodwa. Epesa be kama ho na tie ne nsem no enchiremu. Subscribe to channel no, like na share jumadi no ma afoforo ensa enkabi. Ja ojo nchire e wo comment section ho. Kama ho na tie ensem enchire.
The ECG issues ni na started. Cháse beba me ne be started from ECG issues no. Omo di kan call pon. Ekwakoche omo se 40 containers India for bi ni China for bi ni Ghana for bi. Ene national security for asanso akwa Hills warehouse sa ECG Cháse equipment niema materials niema egu warehouse no ewo Shy Hills no enya asem ketua enti Ghana for ya catch them say aside nkwachi no wopon China for ni India for no say Ghana ni ba akoka ho no o ma san so akọ Shy Hills eniema o ma kwakọ hu ewo warehouse ho no no enye asem wokra makati bremu na yenko ye bebo videos no ba me pese o start what na watch
me amincha na mincha ashefo anawa enye easy udi container be fi port stages are be firm ye wo customs our port ye wo GR4 our port ye wo national security our port me boa ye wo port security private security our port ho na se omunyina trasi na containers over 1,300 plus containers ube catch me say ajira wo ye mambofo wa wo kasa akire me ubu mi kwasea ubu mi se me ye jimi for me ni adwingo mi team enti na wo hwe mani ma catch me say 1,300 plus containers are missing. We are not being truthful to the people of Ghana, and I'm very passionate and emotional about these things. Minister Mayeti say during the transition now over 3,000 plus containers. Due diligence ben or due diligence ben and a minister a year. You see, this person didn't just come from heaven and now mass and the minister. He was ranking on energy committee. Those days, you do light, you will challenge BR or to problem nature. True or false in opposition.
True.
Where did he get the information from? Sa papa when the back catcher and say NPP 5 days 5 hours, so say 5 days energy reserve. If at the time you know this, now what now committee so now you see you 3,000 containers for a cupboard one to me and check it down. We need partner or dima or now and say I am pass 3,000 containers are now okano a si hot and now a wapuso where and a containers no one correct. 3 months after, and Ababe catch and say 1,003 plus Ajira kwahin. Si Ajira oka Ajira port and when on your port when I will go. Once you have not cleared, ECG is among clear more near man port to not 1,003 plus containers. Our port now and your port to page 1 average. I don't know when I would change it, but be a container no one. Is it the case they will not be container no quiet? Because all need my port ho where build a new some containers so muji now ni ho. Why are you the one telling us where the containers are? So we know who
Hey, serious allegation.
And that's serious allegation. We are asking questions. These are questions I am asking.
Okay.
Me bizarre questions. And Nana, what in America I say? Ube park you car Accra FM ha. Ye jiwusika. Now bandi car ni hwa. One hour.
Unsi abonten kwahwehwe. Company ni security first or na first yeah.
And you know adentina in our case ya tia sikrum. Eni ye chin ye hwehwe abra port na waji musika ana waji musika no ewo ho. abra GRA ewo esi say your warehouse a your custom banded warehouse be a custom ni wo ho me wa.
Yeah.
How did this thing get missing? Now crocodile the John story must 140. You have 1,003 plus 140 into me mom in some amount. Eh? 140 and today when a car containers no who ordered company bang and a shipping buyer and the man a bedroom ya why na yi you look for people at the port to answer questions man ko contract obi so nko ye investigation me boy kabio we na ehun hia committee. There was no need for any special committee whatsoever in this matter. So, Betty committee to go and count containers. How about Anama?
Because Yamau reports.
Yes.
3,000. And 3,000. We say, Utie minister no. The first year can of parliament or Chelesa Wakwakwe. Video no.
And do contrary never.
See ya or no one wasn't. Original parliament no wakasa about 3,000 containers.
Hey, then is what?
After 3,000 containers in an annual report, and say, I got 2,500 no so crano, ye 1,003.
Anama, enti mamu
no. From 3 days in here, me who say report and they say 2,500, 1,003. Maybe can't have say do baby because 2 weeks ni me bo minister video wa ha.
Me per video no pa Ernest send video no mami.
Oh, me e wa me phone so me bo video no wa ha. Oni je na me bo video no ha na me ni abre say. Ada na ECG fo e kra containers 3,000 e de ba ma ne ka habo. E na ECG adwuma na wo mo ye no e ye nkane ye ye to ye sika no mo bo bo ano. E import containers 3,000 de ba ma ne ka habo. Mu hia esi bi kwa mbe use no 10 years le kura ansa no be o mu be use enti me buafu ECG for na me boy after this week no report for ne say 2,500 and no kwa mu 1,003 agera by minister ashase no nyasa na aka kire Ghana.
Very good. Enu ntina no pa me ball ni ja and I'm going to me body job. Let me tell you, the same minister catch and say ECG we are ekra nearma $500,000. Yeah. A bedroom port, a demurrage card, near man, a moton, near man, 100,000 Ghana cedis. ECG for a chico, near man, $300,000. Tell a ne, Miss Antimian Chu Bia. Eh? One Chu Bia womb, one Timia or man Chu Bia womb, and that's Sicano Swad $500,000. Internet and no crowd one Chu be, then you weigh $1.5 billion. Come as a muddin and came
650 no mo kan no nya no kro ho
and then question 650 eh
na kwadwo
no then question
ECG for na imported buy ECG or managing director
yes
ECG or
board your mafia up to now want to meet you obia and a minister na who did television station china muchi website na mudi
my question. When baby am minister no sabi no kra abi any baby so wo ship ade de ba na akoko yi ade na so no say container no ye mfa ma mfa nkogu warehouse a shipping company no e ba ya a day or 2 day no wo yi oni mama wa no na de ekọ eti container some ko hu 40 no na containers ni gu ho ana na yi ni ma na fi mo gu ho.
How did you get say you 40
40 and me busa question and na hu say 40 shipping company bia no be credit here be 3,000 plus e ba na e ho na mo an ye sesa kwa container bia because me when last week cry my yika me boss ka makoko yi eyi ye wi ya na container no mo dwene ho che bibia ne ma wo e be du fie na ni mo na mo dwene ho kese container no o man ni even 1 week and 2 days e dikra ka be bo nya tiketwa e ti container mo kokogu na container 40 na guo. Oh, nipa nka no kre do mo ye nya no kre container no nka nipa kro no India ni no mo ka no wo to ne ma no ko ya ka ni duru opa yigu wa no ta de ko back sa ai ka no mo low bed no wo no fa ai no sa track no fa won ko back straight o ko sa de container na ko sa na ti o ko ni container ko board ko ba bia to be wo empty container no wie pe no de ko ye dan e na container nda so gu ho no mo so ko enko to only for ko ai 40 containers na gu yin fa Near you machines na go. Near you machines ni go on ma. Na na be den wo say 40. Say you container boy 100 mu niam go on ma be den wo say 20 and 30 and 100. Yan kan no krema Ghana for wo say ye ba ne de no kre na eba. Politics aye ba ye na nkrofo gi ye to mu no. Eno an ese ye de ko. Eniema nsisi niema bi so ye. Eniema bi tuto ye. And when was I to say a minority leader a issue about ECG Muntino. One day I'm more careful issues no. The same thing, and this cocotuaba. Damango issue by Hanum. Miami Nuya, we are host to Quabra, Melania Banta had and ending. So because of a John, a brother, a Buka Muntino. Yeah, dear Damango don't anyway. And Tampa, chief executive, first, second. What Ghana water near the Amakwan said, "They are uncle come to compensate an MP. No, I them so okay, and a booking up for the MP. You can't, I mean, you catch them said, there you, you say, a for no, I constantly foreign cooperative. So, what do me? As some commercial court, as a Supreme Court to get commercial court and assembly. You get docket around in the assembly. According to Supreme Court, so far to about we national for take over Nasa, I don't have the constitution for the corporate. Let me put that because of because of when you
example normal.
Because of final marking tea issue when you met my catcher or man putting in crop form debate 1 by yes and this for by dancer. I say ECG case be anywhere 500,000 or 300,000 or contain now 1 by 2 and answer so much issues are by America now. Way. Chinese for.
You want Ghana for no ha.
Na me.
You want Ghana for no.
Obi oto ade am mata de. Nipa na oto no po hwehwe na me am to ade woni am so makotum. Ana we oba be ka kire nipa. Me yara me da yare mpa so me say. Enkrofo be so mo kire say e gimi ana.
Ana onim ana China ni no kra no de panyin na ankasa na omo so odwane. Omudi nso eno omo so muntimi fa ntodwa.
Won't you find picture no so for ma.
Farmer o si ni din so for security region to ma mu.
Which security?
Na no watch omo de omo security.
Na me reka wa kra FM a. Na me boss wi ade aba na wa be chi me reka.
Now they call. Boss no see money din.
Okay, Kwame, mama me videos because seriously, Adia Minister ya onu na lead on national security for the number so me say o ma ko ball bi so akwa hu kantan bi no mu niema
ya okra de yere
ECG for no mu import ade ne ba Ghana no wo mu wa ha ECG for no mu ye importation ni wa ha customs for no mu water ma ha
Rachel for na be ba ntamu
So aluminum rods. That's the product you are seeing.
Aluminum rods. This one.
Yes.
That's the final.
Aluminum bars, aluminum rocks, or yes, or aluminum bars. Now, you can see it has been.
So aluminum rods.
That's the product you are seeing.
Aluminum rods. This one.
Yes.
That's the final.
Aluminum bars, aluminum rocks, or yes, or aluminum bars. Now, you can see it has been ongoing for so many years. From the intel we had here. Their own workers. This has been going on from 3-4 years ago.
Yes.
They were producing these products from the ECG cables. So it's not even a new thing. So you can imagine the amount of money that they have been able to get from And now people sell it very cheap to them. From here, I want us to go and then you see the modules, how they conceal it. They have a warehouse that when they buy, they stack all the cables there. But it was full, so they have to devise another way of concealing it. So all the car rims you are seeing there, it's not rims. It's actually cables. They have put the cables there and then covered it up with the rims. So we'll go there, you look at it. They will now go to the warehouse itself and you also see the quantity of cables we have there. This is their firehouse also. You know the other one we saw firehouse. This is also their firehouse. So all the cables are brought here. You can see some stuck over there. So they burn it here and use it to produce all sort of different forms of the aluminium products. So that is what we have over there. So they are in the process of melting all this.
Nana mami dasi. Mi musa minister, baby obi an check ese nkoma no. Woni bibi. So adie no, mi say energy odi ka ko de, but onya electrical technician as engineer, onti enema bi sase. But do pempenso ese ebusa question. Nana ma ECG ko kra enema ne ba, ana meboa. Wo mo fan container sam ne nto nchai. Ni enko. ECG bi odi 1000 transformers ne buy. Main switch bi a no ya 50,000. Cables bi a 20,000. Nana ma wutie me. And on as a young calculation say, Anya be look at some of the cables be at 20,000 quest never. And on as the containers of the Chamun number at all your container. Nana container means what? Shipping companies because what ship are the brewer. What buy and now beko you near mana go on day. What the container call? It is a container no more no money container no. And I'm interest more than container than 10 yamane woman. And as a busa minister Anya be John. The Okani and Tiwase. Ebisun sida ne bin sida ya wonam ball social container no forget ni ewu at the cry ECG for cry ye e dia pote no mo cry ye ECG for cry transformer ananso mo cry cable ananso mo cry bus bar ananso mo cry main switch ananso mo cry cut out e dia pote no mo cry yo mo de ba ye nti ana meters e no mo cry dodo say quantity say e na Ghana receive say e na dia ka ne wo he e no na ese busa na what say specifically near man be on post or muyempa ya no mo hwe weather no ene the country na ekono ene o mo de ye well specifically o mo ye magana na e ba ye no ye ka se bia ye craft transformer bia 5,000 ECG bia ye nsaka mu 2,000 3,000 no ene akodi nkrofo bi no mo sa ton ama ye ni ate ase ne to nam wura mu hwehwe container ne ade ade no
akwadwo mi hu ye no ya chi nkrofo na suspect no ene a lead to investigation baby a eniema ni bi ana makati ya tia ya make arrest national security for an answer police force national security for e make arrest ya dubik ena do dubik ko endo oba ya na e bia fenyo mark o ye board chairman na oni na approve a procurement any custom for no any energy minister say ya chi wo mu a o mo ye suspect ento mu na be lead to baby a na ema na de
se say de wona mura mu pe container
suspect bia nka ho
containers you dey so
enti say no minister person o kire say omunim baby a containers ne wo ayede no omuhu baby a containers ne wo ayede no omuhu ye ya wo koso so a chesa adwene woni timu po en kire say enkrofo bi na say ko hwom na ye de ye che omo na no sa me no na betra radio ahanum sa na national security fu ekokoso a Ghana dollars container be edumi yerukai anu say ye hu baby ekosi ye wokai. So I'm going to call Bank of Ghana. Under investigation.
Up to when?
They are large bid there.
Yes, I like Jania my unipa for up to na yenim de kosi ye. Yes, sir, we ya de pese wo munya we say ye ade ne ye de kokum nam ye de ba ye nam na ba kama. Ye ma sa bi mu sa bi nyankofo bi metwetwa nkwase nam nye ne nkwase wie. Awoti ase enko kesim nkwase kesim nkoda nkwase na. You be make sure said be be hwemu ye eniema ekoso nana we so da ho na oti asem a minister na ye di na otim say emfa kwa mu kra wo beto twetwa gi obi amonka ehu nya za information po be ba bonten na Ghana fo anya asum dwe ne anku anim wotima se ECG fo na no mo na nana woni mamu no ye directors kakra no mo ye panifo bo no woni so mo ne ya promote bi ama bi no ekura positions no wo mo no mo ho no wo mo ne no mo hand no mo head ho the way better ne ya yi nana ene wo wi anu aka se wo ye minister etie ntie wo wi na wo na nwura wo na mo opede container dia na hwe container nim container na 3000 container dia na wom ehun nya the name of the container mo bo eniema be na mo kra bae mo ma Ghana fo hu ade kra mo kra bae ne ehun ba bi kra eniema ne wo se dodo na ba ene ensan kan ya na ensan because to allege that na the matter say wonu say ECG for eniema na no mo kra no individual fo bi e kra mo eniema nana individual fo bi kra mo ka ebusu ni ade ene mo di gu ECG eniema ni mu eti ba be duru ye no on shops na allege o press square ni ade o mo to electricals no e ba ni eyi a no makofo o mo fa kira kwajo mo eniema eti anu ka bi e fa se bi o wetua 1 cedi a e bi a wetua be 50 pesos then they Ghana na tua idea ba wo de no abefa niema what am I say eti container dey betu aba enkofa akopeka omo niema fim kofie correct alaya entel amanya
no cry intel na wa pick no minister say ejina parliament catch the Ghana for say ECG contain so documents e wo ho e back the minister kan ye
ana container no betu wo na hwe ni container ni
anu ye mfa ho
na hwe ni container ni
kwadwei
o ma be fa ko
ye nim no
ya mato ase
yes ECG e import containers 3000 e hu sika ene ye yidi afi ECG account wo
import dia na wo container ni mu ana mpese me wonu anza mu da bia ni container ECG container no import container dia dey what be build this stadium and also be build there because Kumata Santi Kotoko stadium no one container na build here ECG for pe we na no pe containers that build bibia na and also crab bibi na wo container nim mu di container ya dey e dey na wo container nim eno na ese agene ho wotima se and as minister timi ka bibi kire na minister dia wo ye na me ka kire we dia ntwa ye o we di wono ne sector de ko ne de nkoyie waya ma use ne eno ane ne ensuo tokran pa light enua bubugu niam so ba isle go ne ade ade a enua bubu agu high tension na ade ade mo for so twa ne still na mpone ko for the doom so because of the one obabo nti okasa ne ade aro na mwura mu pe container na wa hwe ya beka se one amadu nso aba wotima se
ena ade akura unim e ha adwen ni say the way I started the free ye 3000 to
2500
2003 yira no ena all canon so se okọ ono ankasa so okọ temahaba ho no mo ena okọ hwe na 5 nti unim say NPP fo gina sa asem no so
ena mo de jeje niam ya
uhu bi wo social media
eno no mo de sha ase
NPP fo omo twa unim say omo twa ne first video ma send video na ma de o kan the parliament say 3000 omo twa no ena omo san so atwa video ka 2500 ena omo twa de o say 1003 ayira because utie ni first video no
1003 na eyira ono ne pensu ana
utie ono ni video ono ni first you know kan ya no a o say oko I don't know say betimi abo
why not
so what mama me dia mama me brother
kwame me dia mama ni video no me fama me ba me de makwa me sesi a enti wo ko social media ba bia sesi a melo me mamu video we eno na NPP fo no use
let's say so mu use because one no nya baako wo kasa nsisi so enne wo kasa ade acha no akasa yi e be da na nya no be use position na de ama nipa na nya position ngitingiti o eye naji minister na de ama no obi adika kwa akototo ne pa bone wo ama nsem anko yi etu kɔ de so make sure so wo wani beto wo na bibia so beba bonten abekasa no no adwene hu mienu ansa no aba bonten na me busa bibi o kanya bia issue we nka minister na so okɔ field na na adwuma no ya minister na ma bonten den wokɔ adenta ECG a maame na ɔhɔ ne Benedicta aka enkrani ma bi mi no na wonim se ono so NPP awurawura ni ma o de ma papa yeye o de jonjina po ye bi enkrofo mo pe meter ne adade nyina waje obi afọ magu o se eduru be 500 ono abekọ rounds I da akọ check meanwhile inspectors for one some call rounds what man say was no we ono an be na no ensuo to nana ya enua bu atoto ne ma sa ECG for car o so to release car no okwa be besi bia na si 20 release the same thing because the boss who here there omo mo che na adenta ma me na make no car no na say na make Did the one boss is an be as no out na mudam. Wash a container now to do forms. Now so they call inspection. Sana John person ya where you be monso I was a matter and this in your cookum down the this in your when you can say no. Yes say that here won't tell the answer a trans no people from Amagi energy no to near ye. Would if parliament would the above the other business Masati says so come bear some container bear 30 something bizu. And also so in so who be so baby the no me your research.
I had see and radio no enkum. And I net the no shy hills the no near Bobby.
About $700 million worth of liquid fuel in order to fill the fuel deficit because our gas today is inadequate to meet our fuel requirements. Consequently, require about $700 million worth of liquid fuel in order to fill the fuel deficit because our gas today is inadequate to meet our fuel requirements. Consequently, Cabinet has approved a raft of measures aimed at tackling the situation in the medium, long, and even in the short term. Cabinet has approved that in partnership and in conjunction with the Finance Ministry, we take immediate steps to construct a second gas processing plant. We require about $700 million worth of liquid fuel in order to fill the fuel deficit because our gas today is inadequate to meet our fuel requirements. Consequently, Cabinet has approved a raft of measures aimed at tackling the situation in the medium, long, and even in the short term. Cabinet has approved that in partnership and in conjunction with the Finance Ministry, we take immediate steps to construct a second gas processing plant. We require about $700 million worth of liquid fuel in order to fill the fuel deficit because our gas today is inadequate to meet our fuel requirements. Consequently, Cabinet has approved a raft of measures aimed at tackling the situation in the medium, long, and even in the short term. Cabinet has approved.
Farmer no mama na mon farmer kwame ne yembo na afenyo make akasa fa ho ewo parliament na yembo no enti containers ni binie okay where your container on say mo hwe Facebook no TV CTV so yeda so live CTV yeda CTV so live enti containers ni binie ena enti national security for no bia no abusia for ye ene de ye wo ayi containers okay enti containers ni bi ena si ho no no a
I can see 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 other 8 or 9 is it 8
Yeah, it's supposed to be 8 and then 8 coming all the way to.
Okay, fine. So some quantity have been taken from the top. There will be only one over there. So this line is gone. And when you open all the containers, you see the same trend. So it means that it was cleverly done by the criminals behind these whole activities. So we just wanted you to have information about this. They are not yet taking the content, but they are cleverly taking some from the top line, top layer. Yes. So they take and they leave the last one over there. When we open the next container, you see the same thing over there. Yes. Yes. So
we're saying that they generally remove the top.
The top, yes.
Left one at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think that they will do that? Because if they are taking all and leaving one, what's the impression that they creating?
So if you're not somebody who know how the container are loaded, you will be tempted to believe that all came original like this.
Okay.
But if they take, let's say, one from this one, take two over there, when you open, you know that there's something wrong. Yeah, so that's the modus.
Because I'm a businessman, the first question I ask myself is that how can ECG award a contract? And when the contract is awarded, all the person does is deliver at the port, present bill of lading, and request for payment. I said, with the greatest respect, I don't want to use a word. This is Parliament. I was shattered. I said, how? And ECG would have to pay. So I realized that ECG was paying a lot of bills when they have not even had access to the goods. And when you ask them, I asked the procurement manager, director of procurement, a question. I said, why did he say, oh, chairman, this is the practice since. This is the practice. And they will bring you document. I listened to honorable member for Secondary, lawyer, you from Secondary, question meeting. And I am adopting his submissions as though they were mine. The time has come. This politics, somebody says NPP, NDC, it's a system problem that I will any day support this minister to embark on reforms. How come containers at the ports, containers that have arrived, the bureaucracy at our ports, they say the containers are missing. Mr. Speaker, it is true that when these containers come, there is some connivance with some customs officials, and they sell these containers, these cables that ECG needs after the supplier has been paid. They sell the container, and then people will sell back to ECG. Are we pretending we don't know? Instead of us to pay attention and kill the rots, then we come here, then NPP, NDC, so now they say, oh, maybe it's happening on the NPP, it's happening on the NDC. No. An honorable minister, I know what you can do. If we can give you support to do it, you must adopt a posture, a non-partisan posture, and tackle the rots. But if we all want to, because I'm a businessman, the first question I ask myself is that how can ECG award a contract? And when the contract is awarded, all the person does is deliver at the port, present bill of lading, and request for payment. I said,
okay. Me who say any floor of parliament also afenyo markets kwa kawi. Because omu nyina ya suspect e was a case we mu.
Who say won't mean your wajuma? Who nimu left and right? It will make it can be actually. Say see if a choir, yes, I name my phone, you bet two as a cry. What's the one a board chairman? I'm on Yama when you now coso. What on what we are the question custom for any port for near the day, and two more fimu. No one and Casoye. All can Korea ya pepe and Kiam so. And we share black room near the day, any investigation about we are. Sadio Zanka could say. It told him someone who be now one number as social container. Then you say no mechano. So say what India near or coach on one day, confirm what your mom day. They may be do big and not in them Joru. And not in them Joru. What must say? Mimos non in them. Neniaje or Wiki Babu, Koba, any other day. Or YMD, or Sabi rot and some fool way now come. Your Biambon friend said to be answer question. You are board chairman to parliament work a cancer bill and some phones I will be entering friend.
Because friend of marking some work as a board chairman on him say ECG near my one more year. And yet as some way saying appear a friend of marking one more so that. So this is not the first time ECG containers one more time near my microphone. And Joseph make her say, and yet parliament now as a friend of marking Kojina a can we. As a former board chair at the ECG no or your suspect. I was say you're picking for investigation. I was say picking Dubik. The Dubik query or buyer and son and napo and son are customs for. And your friend of markets as some year no original parliament I walk on. I was say investigation papa be air cost. I want more now we're leading the ECG for a lead team. Aqua chile baby chrono muton containers. A call ye. And your parliament now as a friend of marking, and what can we say?
na me munim de am nwanwa
afenya market so obeboa investigation be no woboa minister any nam warehouse any bush no ni ade e cheche China for ni India for no obeboa investigation
eso no one oboa e say picking by force
e picking Ghana for na nkasa first omo ye suspect omo lead national security for ache omo ye involved
na ade so aye kan sika container ba ko cost $500,000 $500,000 no I can't say we no man.
Any man will any crime no. Any crime for unim.
Yeah, na more value 600 and something. Na
unim.
But one container cost $500,000.
Yeah, me value no. One minister di value ni ba.
Value no body ba na
cost $700 million.
Na de o kan no
one container
na niema e pa ye nyina anye the same niema.
Okay.
Prices ni the same thing.
Okay.
Even if it is a cable mpa, system cable no 1.5 cable nye the same cost. Ya shisha ne mama we dey board di chewe. Transformer will be mu, boss bar will be mu, and just a different thing different thing. Cut out the meters na dey. It a beer value different. To me enye ni na so value ni the same. We are not value the same. It is Mr. Minister, bedroom baby, you are here. One crab be the main suspect.
Oh, Debbie.
So why can't some year? You have a mouse, you have a question.
Yeah, Minister, estate in Parliament or say, and near money or question, a container, no, a container, transformers. Only state in a
containing transformers. A face be containing cables.
I visited the Mahama. Mr. Speaker, we have about 3,000 containers stuck at the Mahama. 3,000 containers, most of which contains transformers.
ECG has not been able to clear those containers. And so as we speak, we have 2,500 containers stuck there and stranded. And as they stay there, it attracts a lot of penalties and
2,491 containers. ECG itself presents as containers held at the ports. 1,328 cannot be accounted for. That is very serious and that's very alarming. And I assure you, we would conduct a detailed investigation into this matter, and somebody or some people will be held liable for this. 1,328 containers cannot just vanish into thin air.
When we took over, I visited the Mahama. Mr. Speaker, we have about 3,000 containers stuck at the Mahama. 3,000 containers.
He has not been able to clear those containers. And so as we speak, we have 2,500 containers stuck there and stranded. And as they stay there, it attracts a lot of penalties and
2,400.
Makati.
Nanawa. Damn you. Minister Adonai Kana 7. Or see he visited. Means Ohuye. Meboa. According to
that, we have about.
Or see he visited. Or see I visited Temahabo. We have about 3,000 containers, most of which were transformers. Me but let's say, well, beer container no so transform a womb, well, who name a womb. Now, fast forward, over catcher as containers na yera. Prime suspect.
There you answer a report no need DH.
Why? Ordinary DH or church or so no
there be report no.
Report
very. So akwa containers ni somehow bebre.
Engineer no ko hu ye no.
So container report na onya no no kwen. There are na containers ni somehow no.
Mama, don't confuse your listeners. Don't confuse your listeners. See, this is the minister speaking. And yes, ordinary ko hwe keke o. Or see most of the containers
about one cat now he wasn't specific.
Play again.
Or say about we have about 3,000.
Most of
but about literally say a bet me 3,000. A biso enya 3,000.
Who the 2,500 yeah.
What do you say 2,000?
Yeah, I 2,500 no.
About 3,000 more than 3,000.
Mambo, and no say bro.
It is more than 3,000.
aka 25 with the 25 mun famra 25 rounds 1000 3
and your may woman na
transformers
and nano chi o mutim bola so nanti
come transformer bi ho
transformer bi ai they are not telling us, showing us cables. Oh, by the way, wow, the reset people will be resetted. Some of these people must be reset sharp. Rama, because NCC so Minister non come out need from Parliament.
And cable no
to her
cable. Na underground cable. Na copper. And I say aluminium. We ni any cause of transfer can be big cable.
NCC so stories no.
I say yeah, this banter and then this accusation allegation no aye kan nyina NCC so na ye electrical cables na ye we omo import on yema ne buy no e wo Ghana ha so ahu enti wo mo se de ye kan no omo na wo peke wo mo a omo be kire eniema
ya ye diama na want to me peke wo mo ne say all handy over no mo ka kire wo say 3000 containers ne akraba and I will document. Do you get it? Why not due diligence? And to what take you over? What I say? What take you over? We react to Parliament, House of Records, and catch a speaker say, over 3,000. And how can you and call her bed crapper say, come and account? Where do you have a crapper?
Usu Medina, Akosomo, 4 days in light in my.
I say. We are them because what the council parliament are got to and do say what could get now 3,000 who were book no and our copper 1 copper was wako what no master okay
minister Casa of parliament in the it's kwame video now you're ready
that's what's at it
Right now speaker as minister for energy and green transition currently my vision is simple. Right now, Speaker, as Minister for Energy and Green Transition, currently, right now, Speaker, as Minister for Energy and Green Transition, right now, Speaker, as Minister for Energy, right now, Speaker, as Minister for Energy and Green Transition, currently my vision is simple. I want all the 1,346 containers accounted for. 1,346 containers. Whatever it takes, I'll bring those containers to where they ought to be. Mr. Speaker, let me set the record straight. And if my good friend, Professor, will listen to me, there's not been any inconsistency. At the transition committee, Honorable Yarga was there. As Minister for Energy and Green Transition, currently my vision is simple. I want all the 1,346 containers accounted for. 1,346 containers. Whatever it takes, I'll bring those containers to where they ought to be. Mr. Speaker, let me set the record straight. And if my good friend, Professor, will listen to me, there's not been any inconsistency. At the transition committee, Honorable Yarga was there. They gave us a figure of 3,000. Then they told us it had incurred demurrage of 1.5 billion. I was sworn into office on the 17th. On the 24th, I visited the harbour. At the harbour, I was told the containers were 2,500. That is what aroused my suspicion. I didn't say at the harbour that the containers are 2,500. I couldn't have counted 2,500 containers instantaneously. And so from 24th, I went to brief the president on 27th. And by 31st, I had established this committee. There was media coverage. And we took Professor Senyo. He's a chartered procurement expert. The report was submitted just this week. It was during the presentation of the report that the committee told me that contrary to the figures they were giving you, over 1,300 containers cannot be accounted for. Right, Honorable Speaker, as Minister for Energy and Green Transition, currently my vision is simple. I want all the 1,346 containers accounted for. 1,346 containers. Whatever it takes.
Minister Kasa of Parliament ne. Or say 1,340. Be make sure say 1,346. Obe make sure say yes, I be can contain.
Nanama, me person minister, me can't minister say. Me send any day no boom. Me me catch and say. Ye container na Ghana for hwehwe. E dia na o container ni mu, eno na Ghana for e shape ECG for shape say o ti amfamra. E na hunya empty containers na number la so hwehwe no. No the empty containers be dia na de be. Go bia ni man.
But baby a wakobie no where empty.
What say?
Warehouse o mo koye no. Se wa hwe videos ni bia. Cables gu ho. Enema
na cables no ko wa hu
container. Nanama. Where are you container? I bill of lady na omoje ye no. Eno na eso mo hwe niam adodo ayehia ade ayehia no eye container na ena mo de na mabonte no.
Okay.
Ah, what cry BMW na BMW she container mu a we ka nko mo BMW no ka ne bodo modin ene container na e film near the mawa wo ka former president bia yes according to your leg say ne car tie odi niam agu mu a president ba ku tutu yes okay
media me ante
actually ye ka ima no de ko refi o kokko car tie ni ma na twi nim
min kai hwe
e wo pade na wo me car tie no o pede wo mu no ti mun kan che minister say enye container na ye hwehwe ye hwehwe de cry yi si di krabai content ni ye hwehwe ye contain every mini container na wo kofa empty containers different place what be system for so be na so
okay you moving from no nyan Chief Justice
en go for mo test no o mu nyanto boase test ne be basa ye nye price ye ba betra aba be pempankrofobia o wo mo obia ko je ebo kire ne nyanko pa da Roma na na madu abo mi fi mu ne ma appointment na me koto fa pa so a mo metete me na se be gya ye nye saa na makati nya bia saa na be na ma ye ma obia ba bia do be ko bia me se do ko ukodi poradmo chade ye do ko ho no mo a de be to okra bi pa be onwanwa ye be huru pepepe wan to niam ye na so koto flower ba be si wonom be $500,000 afise be gya o eto bi andisi ni bi atifia ye bia ye di saa de papa ne ke kan nsisi so ya de ye ma me pemba o bia
ye pesa ba
di ese etimi ko be 20 years we bonus we nka ho omampani we nka ho afani ye be 16 ne we account 20 we mistake be clear off nipa almost 7 million to ye no competent people benches is good we will change you
no quite no
change you
yes so the anyabe bu amafo gari
wa ye best sound ye ma on tram ma on say niam ye best sound energy wo you expect papa and this you expect okwa break at the expect okwa foreign expect
misinformation
they make count man say no for make count misinformation you pay me charge
3,000
you misinformation akufa do energy the same energy sector okay eja akuto omram you pam na up to nya na nche no eti ha no udi agro dia you be change you
okay for
the government needs to look good. And the government is looking good.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, more beyond sign me for that then.
For quite nimna answer no. You mean a fam ya be Chief Justice and send some so. Na yan quite nim Miss Row yaton a fear casia pa commercial building our circle a bell rice American moho do to me the year suit me the school banking horn you now wom assassin so kura da ho eti misro open commercial building pa e wo kron fi that circle pa dia for 0244 810339 0244 810339 and that says 0208 178953 02 mama kwame kwache yale 0208 178953 afa ya ton asase eda kumasi kuro fifi asase eda kumasi kuro fifi ya ebo no eda form estate developers ankran nyina utimi kokoje asase ni bi kumasi atasama so ebe headline educational complex Mount Zion hospital wono mo pe asase no eda yi ankasa manso twibie ne ho to ya ne ede ho document nyina no janu ni ade amawo ubetimi afre 0549 436442 0549 436442. Afei your friend say Energy Commission said May June 2025 certified electrical wiring professional examination no baso. Eti domestic, commercial, industrial inspector categories no. Woko wam website one more www.energycom.gov.gh. Unsu ubetimi apply examination ni ebinuwa yebi na wenya certified certificate. Ha ya ebeji watumu deadline is 4th May 2025 Accra office on the phrase 0302 938464 0302 938464 Kumasi so 0322 495964 0322 495964 Afeshanin so Safada Abraham Semen kancho say obrabni enipa edi akonmu yade eti cancer, stroke, diabetes, epilepsy, typhoid nom, HIV nom, BP nom yade bia ha bia prostate nom no ulcer nyina kidney nyina no okwafa dabra bibiduro mu ayaresa obehwew ama wa pro yade agu no wagina wona so afesunsu mu yade akon bia da so cases bia se wo pelak ewa brabo ma ware mu adwuma ton mu adwuma bia mu no okwa oboa o special soap bia wa ya wunya bidware eno so lack favor ni grace e kan ho saa Father Abraham ewo fankobare asofa Star Oil Filling Station betimi afre 0244 371695 0244 371695 na say 0559114122 eso ye call Chief Justice ensensem no eso ye nyina enim se petition akọ President Mahama ho wo the Ama Council of State ya wo consult wo mu nia ebeye or establish prima facie against Chief Justice na e was so suspending on senior most Supreme Court judge and no ena akwayo ye good even Ghana any lawyer ba akoto a wo mu senior most judge no so de ono ye bafu boni se bafu boni baba ye de am say e frightening so frightening I don't know because there are your friend say yeah good evening Ghana no quad much there are or yeah dear na say constitution ma president to me say Council of State for you madwuma no establish say Chief Justice afum no obe panel grofa mama ya adwuma na so suspending na waka say senior most Supreme Court judge ya ono eye bafu boni no be ye ebe act as Chief Justice dia eye so frightening no me ntiase added Justice bafu boni ni hu sa
if you be fi
sound
see within the NPP circles now we see bafu boni and 2012 petition failure.
Oh, okay.
Because it was only a Santini. So the expectation was that Obe align and a wine. Do you get it?
Okay.
Accounting on my side stepping, but once no need said John a area. No, it's a John a area. Don't we say Jumana de Omato, my ye Jumanary. But Bafubani the law need Juma. And on my side stepping on my cofa. Gertrude Arabe Sabatoko no abase ombedi and 7 no mom. But things say mama na so for mom payamano. So obetimako last chance I won't call no mom payamano.
Oh yeah, second chance.
Second chance. Oshia need a obetima bom payamano. But nya yende aye
prejudicial. No.
Then I'm kana
there be near ye dear.
Then I'm ye prejudicial.
Say you can near and aye no.
Then I ye.
The petition.
No, then I ye. Nanama.
Okay,
maybe now we have prejudicial commentary. Make
say yeah.
No, when I want prejudicial comment because me say near ye dear. What I say, you see, the woman is running ahead of herself.
Okay.
otumrika no before kwebeka say whistle no pe yanko minimini awo minimini awati but oye na could do this pointer you defend where you ding. So what I say, she could have used neutral people. A man for you perceive you more as politically exposed. Now, on my yes, advocacy we am on the back door by using Vincent Ekwesifua, former Attorney General, as lawyers and in as for to do this skirmishes and the a clear say a political agenda and I will execute it. When your money yes answer dear Anama, you won't survive it. So what I say, you won't survive. Minimum in time I'm in a prayer no, but at one hand no, me I did be say. Yes, I am preparing antina na afenyo marking case ba no we share case no okwanzo no wa executing in a day because we found asema ye kan release Felix Ofosukwati dia tudwa no emfa ohu was it president consult Council of State in line with article 1466. What I say? Now with the medical letter come president to say SSC or mau petition be no mau 7 days now with the you one. You are creating the impression say the president is acting unfairly towards you. What painted president and so or your bias. Answer you the judge petitioner command one till when no more simple. And we refer those petitions to the Council of State. Or you are not citing instances that petitions are back against other people or more Kenya, and therefore the president should do same to her. Her no can all the Terran party rule. Nama, but she has forgotten. So one cannot be a judge in his or her own court. That is also an old axiom within the legal system. At then, on the so town or panel judges or meeting as him. Lawyer now in the Kasaya. Who be son under so a prerogative. I laughed. At one point, all the Terran party, you support it. The other school of thought, the car said you cannot be a judge in your own court. And you cannot have a chief justice sitting and deciding who and who to sit on a case. I or no, personally, what letter am I president requesting for the letters? Conflict of interest. Our interest in the matter. Case Vincent Fale, the Chief Justice have interest in this matter because what letter Akoma president requesting for the president to furnish her with the petitions. And then our no Chief Justice the best try decide so Kwajo Amara NS Mona Mon Kotana Mun decide on this suit. Do you get me right? Me feel about be what didn't want no. But be a boom ra we can so step aside. Not process no. Aye ni ho adwuma. Pepe. But na me president wa fuma na won fun ye. Per the constitution, who pursue who chief justice free officer, you start the initiation of the removal. You the petition my president direct. President nya petition director. Na there so yan so the petition no Fema Council of State for. Na omashim. Nyana momo kase prima facie no. There is no prima facie as far as Article 146.6 is concerned in law. The 1992 Constitution made no such provision. A justice that eba and a koye ruling be and a roadmap as to how that should be done. Do you get it? Whether that can take precedence over what is written in the constitution no another matter for another day. In the president so midi adenama. Was these eminent members of the Council of State a study document no almost study way no more recommend the president so there is some meat in this petition, so you can go ahead and investigate the woman. Then president ebeti committee or committee the committee of 5 they will give you the opportunity to respond, because the committee cannot invite you for your side of the claims against you without affording you that opportunity. Why is she running? Why is she going to? Case of Mudi, I don't want to sound prejudicial, but that is what it is. In Article 146, it is not a matter for Supreme Court. Supreme Court has no jurisdiction on Article 146 because everything on Article 146 is limited to a tribunal. And to say, oh, you go to tribunal, you don't go to Supreme Court.
Okay.
So for those who have run to Supreme Court, they are doing so in error.
Some call tribunal court.
Because the Constitution restricts everything about Article 146 to a tribunal.
Okay.
And the president, a tribunal, and trust you are deciding on the matter.
Okay.
Okay, sir, you go to the tribunal, you don't go to Supreme Court. Okay. Because Chief Justice is the president of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And he said, oh, court, Supreme Court, say, or no one any members, or more new or more bench, so no, and could take a decision on the Chief Justice. Do you think you will get justice? The framers of the Constitution may be fishmongers, but they were not stupid. It is a way a lawyer and you know what's for the Supreme Court that you don't even know what they're doing. Go and read again and come.
But Makati or deserve say obenya copies petition is no obenya copy.
See a new ho.
Okay.
Yes, penny do mantimant. Mukanze.
Matimant.
Asamono yem can't yem mo. You see, me I mean casam to nana me ye Beth and Deaf. Get no story see whatever tea or book could do $1.5 million. So the call Gary no Marco and not throw letter. Letter none to me, or man farmer me direct. And central for being a G no money make a say so be save them too. Now they mean sanka letter you may den yano. This is if you got one a bad director, what I say. Me yano. Do you get it? But because I'm mad direct to me, me yano. I will not respond.
Okay.
Because I have address. Me na wo remember me. This is oh to letter mama. Me fan ko fa na mas na ma fa letter mama cat. No. Nanama does not work with that law firm. So what I say?
Okay.
Menji letter now. I didn't respond, and I will not respond.
Okay.
Until it gets to me. Do you get it? Chief Justice, yen serve we in the court process, no. Yen serve we you don't respond to anything. Take it as though you have not been served.
What you want to okay.
Elsewhere,
okay.
Lady Hale also. You see, judges are advised not to even listen to radio.
You
see, judges are trouble for some media. You don't need to listen to because it will form part of your opinion. Do you get it? And the elsewhere, but your judges are not pro media, but Chief Justice we. Justice Arabato Konu Gertrude. You didn't know what social media and also.
You didn't know the papa.
Midin fool. Or say, or referencing the letter and was who was social media. Now, Chief Justice put me the social media basis to write a letter to a president.
I don't cry misconduct.
You knew when I watch TikTok. You knew when I'm Tinder. You knew when I now YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram. Over that time I read it. No wonder.
Okay.
More rely on Black Dictionary. Am I a decision?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as I catch things and I catch the running in a month. Why are they never seen no pania in our markets and near Bremamiso? The mammy no yam. At the end of the day, ya na ye. Nana. Motone missing Nana. I be memory one. Ye nyas sound near my pet nature the kuja kwai. May come what as they say no. Who next? I don't know I'm going to where the now no say ya IGP the eba. Nangrofobia started some more court. Adiachi anajuna na pautim. Any account to one be ko mo ko enimo wie. Maami we di abaye nkrofo eze na enim we awie.
Aka Guantanamo Bay for no.
Wo on ye ko.
EC
on ye ko.
They say o mada Guantanamo Bay.
Aha. Enti maami we di ende I say I history. Ya pon. And on po sa provoke president. Yenya obi ma adwo ede na man de ania. Yem fa lete musa ahwe ade ba ye was all the council of state as one mo so mo advice ni ade ye din na hwe de ko so pese hu ade kre ko so na wo unim se even put yem fa se was nipa miensa ye mo asimasi na obenti wutima se nipa miensa ne yem fa se ko so bia 3 member of Supreme Court judges ni e could be a better person bia nipa miensa na wo no mo ni ade brawo ne wo be hu mo sai ube pan ube di asem ana bibi besi a e de na no mbe enti wo no ye ni hwe de ba be kire wo ade na step by step anso na be do so no ni e kire ba bia e dey bra be hwe ni ne nka ehwo nsem but when you bread and one family who are you
your chief justice
and so what anyway your president we won't mean chair president the one ye nya na be chair president say mama ye me say me person me say da bi o da ye no an say na me and no baba tran chair president say one for petition him na no kan no won de ekoso petition be no family no wa friend na obusi na sem wo say chief justice wo de mra na ye adwuma na no kokko tran na okasa wo say biam say nya do obo bi anim so no bibi o ye bia mra na ode ye ni ade ade obi ka say one for mra na ye obi na ka say na oba mpesie wo yusu mra na ye ye emra no an ye wo emra na no mampani yusu e ba ye no mampani se me yusu mra no me president me na me ye we number 1 agent of the land and nka ye mapam straight a wan ye ne se mra no so pese o yusu obi na ye petition abre nyante bo ase ti ada ne gidigidi na na ni abra wodi we mama nka nkire Ghana fo ne mama no nya we nana ye ne na wie sata ma no obo 5-0 7-0 9-0 because match sa na no obo
anonymous
sa wo panankrophobia consistent wo panankrophobia na no a ye to aba wie ye a wo hu se difference aba once o panel 5-3 bi ai wo kai sa 3-2 bi ba no sa right people bi no one panel mo previous one mo nko bi o
okay
na no na to aba wie wo se resetting start ye no wo sa 2-3 judges na results from the buy.
Okay, kwaju.
Sanko meba what man say sanko for we me ensa we no. Nana. Wo mo de ne de edem kama. Ye person ya we. Enyo no kwa na sa we be affect no. Sa 7-0 9-0 for no. Wo mo so gu bench ho. An sha asem krom nya bi mi so mo ye 18 or 19. Another people no panel ya mo ye be panel do mo ya de.
Ye de ensem ni nyina ebe so ha. Ye da watete wonya bra kan ko me de ensem ni nyina ba na wie. Subscribe to the channel no, like na share jumadi numa afoforo ensa enkabi makraw e be share in the next video.
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge without any biases. PENDREAM TV.